Hi guys, this is my Hoya Carnosa Jade, and I hope you enjoy the rest of my video. You're going to hit the like, subscribe, and of course the bell, so you're notified every single time I do upload a new video. All my social media accounts are in the description section, including what I have used, and what you can see on the plant itself will be in the description section as well. So you can just concentrate on watching and listening to the video. So I am very much delayed in regards to the first video vlog for this particular plant. And that sucks for me because my vlogs are really primarily for me to kind of make sure I document everything for myself. And of course, anybody else that is curious, that hopefully they can benefit from it as well. So currently this is being watered every 7 days. And I make sure it doesn't sit in water. I make sure that the water, if there is any kind of water going through the saucer, I make sure that I do take that off after. And again, everything that I use to water this particular plant is in the description section. So if you're curious, do check that out. I've only had this plant for less than a year so far. She hasn't given me any flowers yet. And unfortunately, you can only see her in the unboxing, and she has grown significantly. This is definitely one of my favorite Hoyas because she just grows like a weed. I think I went into like a Hoya obsession at some point, and I was getting as many Hoyas as I could possibly get. And this one definitely is one of those amazing, amazing fast growers. I mean, in my personal opinion, I was always told they were super slow growers. She hasn't flowered for me yet. Like I said, I have never experienced a Hoya flower for me yet, but she just keeps growing. She sits in a 6-inch pot. I am using Schultz potting soil. It's nothing fancy. I'm not doing my own mix. I did give it earthworm castings, and again, everything is going to be down in the description section and where I got them. The stakes and the clips are going to be in the description section as well. So that's, that's all I've been doing. And again, watering every 7 days. She sits in front of a west-facing window. There is no plant in front of her. There is no tree or any kind of shading situation that is outside of the window. There's no obstruction, so she does get good light. If it is in the darker months or the darker days, I do turn on a regular LED light that's about 2 to 3 feet away from her, and I really don't know if it does benefit her because it's just a regular LED light. It's not really a plant light. But any kind of light does kind of help plants. From what I've noticed with this particular plant, it's very hardy versus the other Hoyas. And I think it's because there really is truly not really that much variegation. And from my observation and everybody, like watching everybody's Hoyas and people who've been growing Hoyas for decades, they don't really need to have a large pot. So I know like she is growing like a weed right there and just growing insanely. People have stated that if you really want Hoyas to flower, a big part of it is to keep them root bound. So that's why I kept her in a 6-inch pot. And I don't really currently plan to transplant her in an 8-inch pot, because I want to see if that truly does work. I mean, obviously, if it turns into like how many years and I still don't see a flower, I might have to dig deeper and find other ways to do that. Everywhere, just so you know, and don't be discouraged with Hoyas, because from what I have heard and from other people's experiences, sometimes they can be very finicky. I would truly suggest, though, if you want to try a Hoya, try like more of the larger, thicker leaves to start with, like this one, because there isn't really a true variegation on it. It's a much easier plant to care for, in my personal opinion. This plant has never given me any issues whatsoever. And I wish that this was my first Hoya that I got, because I did have problems with my other Hoyas. Hoya in general, it's not really a beginner plant, but if you really want a Hoya, I would suggest get this one. I would suggest try to learn how to care for this one. And another trick with Hoyas is that each variety is very, very different. And some varieties can be much more finicky than most. The Carnosa is definitely, from my personal experience, my very, very limited Hoya experience, is the hardiest out of all of them. So if you want to dabble, try to get this one. If you want to try the Princess or the Queen, try that one too. But from my personal experience, those two are a little bit more in the higher maintenance scale versus this one. But versus other Hoyas, the Princess and the Queen are definitely easier to care as well. But it's not the easiest. This is definitely the easiest in my limited experience for Hoyas. If you guys have any information or you want to chit chat about this particular plant, let me know down in the comment section. I love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions about the flowers, again, I have not had any experience in any of my Hoyas so far to flower for me. Supposedly the Carnosa varieties is more of a cocoa or like a chocolatey kind of smell. I cannot really state that that is correct, and every smell is subjective. For me, certain flowering smells like the narcissus or the paper whites, those smell really good for me. But I know a friend of mine hates it. To her, it smells like cat urine. So if you are not really into fragrant flowers or any kind of house or indoor plant, if you don't live in the tropics, of course, this is an indoor plant for you, and you're not into the flowers, but you love the foliage, just be aware that Hoyas are, I think majority of the Hoya flowers are very, very fragrant. Some are not as fragrant, and some are mildly fragrant, and some supposedly have kind of a putrid smell. It just depends. And again, smell is subjective, so just be aware of that. And that was one of the big reasons why I stopped collecting Hoyas, because I have never smelled a Hoya flower before, and you never know if I'm gonna like this scent, even though a lot of people have stated it smells like chocolate. You never know if I'm gonna like that smell, So anything else, comment section, guys. Thank you guys so much for the love and support, and I can't wait to update this plant, months to maybe a year from now. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.